Good evening, good evening, good evening. From the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. Sonic, how you doing? What's going on with you? And we are going to start this night off as we do every Friday night, recapping Friday Night SmackDown. And so tonight, we started off with Sami Zayn welcoming SmackDown to the hometown. And he was about to start talking about how he ready to become the number one contender since he's in this fatal four-way. Fan Rants, what's up? And as soon as he started to talk about him being that number one contender, another number one contender came out to his song Whip That Trick, and that is Trick Williams. And Trick Williams was telling him like, pretty much, I'm the guy here. Uh, you know, I'm that dude. And Sammy's like, well, you ain't like me because you you ain't done nothing yet, pretty much. And as soon as he said that, another number one contender came out, Damian Priest, and Damian Priest just came up and said, uh, "I see you there." He said, you keep talking to Sammy, but when I approach you, you clammed up like a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Realist, what's going on with you?" So so Trick was like, "All right, you ain't got to say nothing else. Now watch this." So instead of swinging on Damian Priest, he swung on he swung on Sami Zayn. And then, Damian Priest and Trick got into it. And then after Damian put him in the corner, Sammy moved Priest and started wailing on him. And then Damian Priest got in the way of that. And then they started beefing with each other. Trick pushed them together, rolled up out the ring. That's how that segment ends. And that was funny because later on in the evening, the main event was going to be Trick Williams versus Damian Priest. So you got to stay tuned for that part. You know what I mean? So that was that. That was that segment. Then in the back, Carmelo Hayes is actually driving off like, "Yo, you want to come out and wrestle?" He's like, "Yo, I just got beat up by somebody. I forgot who he said." So he's like, "Nah, I ain't coming out. I got other things to worry about." So Carmelo, Miz comes in like, "Y'all cool like that?" He's like, "What he ever did for you? He gave me a shot. Well, you didn't want to give me a shot." That's what Carmelo told the Miz. So Carmelo goes out, does the Open Challenge Championship match, and Ilya Dragunov comes out. I'm like, wait, didn't I just hear him? So I was tripping. So I try to get into the match. The match was totally different. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the last match where they was shooting haymakers, going at it, whatever the case may be. It wasn't nothing like that. It was back and forth, back and forth. Dragunov, with the the knee kicks and all of these things. Carmelo missing the first 48. Uh, so as the match goes on, we see the Miz come through, right? The Miz comes through, and as Dragunov goes up to the top rope, we see the Miz interferes in the match, push him off the top rope. Carmelo takes advantage of that, gets his pin, gets the 3 count. So Carmelo Hayes retains his belt with a little assist from the Miz, and he was a little upset about that, and rightly so. So it was like I said, this was a weird little thing because Miz sitting there trying to not be involved in things and all that, but now he turns around and does exactly what he said he didn't want to do. That was get involved with the match. So, it was definitely weird in the sense because, like I said, he didn't want to be involved, but then all of a sudden he's involved. So he said Walt Frazier was the best all time Nick fan. That's he's up there, fan rants. He's definitely up there. If you're going to look at that, you got to look at other people. A lot of people say it was Willis Reed. Walt Frazier came in and did what he needed to do in that Game 7 of that 1969 series. The more recent people is going to say it's Carmelo Anthony. The '80s kids is going to say it's Patrick Ewing. Some might say Bernard King. You know what I mean? So that question is always going to be up for debate. So it's just the uniqueness about that situation to where it to that whole Knickerbocker conversation. So we just sitting there waiting on that thing. I don't know what's going on. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Y'all bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. 1 second. Then we also had who did we have? We had the Jade and Chelsea Green match. I'm not going in order right now. I'm just remembering things on the fly. Um, Jade just annihilated Chelsea Green, took her out. But before that, Jordan Grace came down to the ring to observe the match. Albert Fry tried to get in the match. Jade kicked her out the way. Jade was just handling Chelsea Green. Told Jordan Grace, "Yo, watch this." And then she turned around and she nailed her with the jaded, got the pinfall, got the victory. And Jordan Grace like, "Wait a minute, man, y'all straight tripping right now. Like you got yourself all warmed up. What was all of this for? You can either put this belt up now, or you know, since you warmed up, let's go ahead and do this thing." Jay told her, "Nah, I'm straight." She blew her a kiss. Like, "Shorty, you on my time." Like, I was like, "Damn, that was disrespectful." And then standing there next to each other, Jay was looking down at her like, "Yo, you mad, Tiny?" I'm laughing and stuff. Like, Jay got her looking real great. Jay looking real like gigantic right now. She looking Amazonish to Jordan Grace, because Jordan Grace is a tiny person compared to Jay Cargill. So it's like, all right, cool. She like, "Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait." And when that happens, man, that might be. I think that's gonna be like a Royal Rumble. No, because Jordan Grace also announced at that same time that she's in the women's Royal Rumble. So I guess that eliminates the fact that she's going to fight her for that at that time. So yes, yo, realist. When she blew her a kiss, I was like, "Yo, I'm glad I wasn't there, because I don't know what I would have did." I was like, "Damn, she tried to play you." Uh, but that was one of the matches. Another match was the MFTs versus the Y6 for the title. Uh, and it was Solo and Tamatanga versus the Y6, the Loomis and oh god, what's the other guy name? I forgot. Yo, Willis, you guys see how she did that? And she was standing there looking at her like, damn, she just looked down on, blew up kiss. That was crazy. That whole thing. Yeah, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So these guys they fought for the tag team title. Uh, and I mean, that was something else. Tama Tonga started with Loomis. They going back and forth. Uh, they still now outside. They got the rest of the wide six and what you call it, sitting there doing what they do. And so now we go further into the match. We turn around and now we see they all fighting for the daggone lantern, right? So as they fighting for the lantern, uh, the MFTs pick it up and it's Solo hitting this dude with the spike, and then turn around and he gets hit in the face with the Loomis get hit in the face with the lantern, and they fall down, get the the pin, get the 3 count on the pin. So now we got Solo and Tama Tonga as the tag team champions now. So congratulations to the MFTs. They get the title. That was super crazy. Um, yeah, they won the belt and they kept the lantern. But for me, but for me, it was like they interviewed Cody Rhodes, right? They interviewed Cody Rhodes for the match with Jacob, and like a it's like a pre-interview. Not they ain't in the ring or anything like that. Uh, they talking to Cody. Cody, he's still upset. Like, I don't, when I see Jacob, whatever. Jacob's like, he pulls up in the interview, like, nah, I'm straight. He like, so talk to me. What's up, man? And he's like, yo, you did that sucker move, and Jacob was like, nah, I went in there to punish this dude. My whole intention was straight Drew McIntyre. I'm hammering him. I'm punishing him. You decide to put your hands on me, and now it's like I wailed off on you. He's like, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You reacting. You ain't thinking. You ain't logically thinking. And he's like, that's what got you in jail. So Jacob went in. When Jacob's like, yo, let me tell you something, homeboy. Yeah, I've been to jail, and everybody know I've been to jail. This was one of the. Let me tell you something. This interview, if you understand what he was talking about, you felt this thing, right? If you look, I ain't trying to say you not in the city, you ain't hood, you ain't. I ain't saying. I'm just saying if you know where you from and you heard what he said, that thing hit home because he basically told this nigga like, yo, you right. I've been in jail 2016, 2018. I'm a dad with 7 kids. We all sleeping on the same mattress. I almost got fired before I got hired here. So yeah, you sitting there talking all this, but that thing changed me. And now you sitting up here trying to downgrade me. Now I'm paraphrasing. You trying to downgrade me. Let me tell you something, dog. The way I see it, I stopped him from going out the ring, out the cage, before you even knew what was going on. I closed the door on him. I, I pulled him back in. I whooped him. Then you put your hands on me. He got up out of there. So you lost that. And Cody, like, this was supposed to be a championship match. He's like a champ. I'm not thinking about no damn championship match. That man put hands on me. That's how I looked at it. But since you want to get involved with this, we can do this thing. So Cody like, nah, this is supposed to be about the championship. Man, this nigga like, fuck the championship. The championship don't mean nothing to me. I'm not losing no time over this thing. He made me lose time. I wanted to punish him. You got involved. So now we gonna check this out tomorrow. That's what he pretty much said. And when he said that, I'm like, yo, that's what happened when somebody missing time and he trying to put food on the table for his family, and you want to get involved. You thinking about a damn championship belt. He thinking about his life, his family. He feeding his family like this, and that was like one of the realest conversations that I heard on SmackDown. And I'm just keep it a buck with y'all. Like that was like home. Like, yo, you interrupted my livelihood. You worrying about a belt. I ain't thinking about that belt. I'm thinking about feeding my kids. Like, you straight bugging right now, And once he did that, so that match, that match is gonna be very interesting tomorrow. Uh, what else did we find out? We found out that they called AJ down to SmackDown. AJ like, what you call me here for? And he's like, yo, you really gonna retire? He said, I know you ain't call me down here for that. You got me here for that? Like, what you talking about? He like, nah, I ain't really got you here for that. Oh boy want to talk to you. So Shinsuke Nakamura like, yo, we need to renew this thing. And he's like, you ain't said nothing but a word, homeboy. So when we gonna do this? So they made this match official for Saturday Night Main Event. That was the match that was added. I knew they was gonna add a match, but I didn't know it was gonna be this match. So the match is gonna be Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles tomorrow night, part of this Saturday night's main event. situation. That's the fourth match. So once they added that, AJ like, I bet I'm cool. I'm out of here, and that's how that ended. You know what I'm saying? So that was that was quick and easy. But he like, yo, don't call me down here for none of this. Call me down for this nonsense. So the other match was Nathan Frazier versus Johnny Gargano. Um, this match was, back and forth, high flying. Frazier is one of those. He's not a luchador, but he's one of them high flying dudes. And Gargano, he brought his wife down there, and then she tried to get in the match. She got in the way. Uh, they bump into each other. Gargano and his wife. Frazier gets the pinfall. He pins him, gets the 3 count. Then they try to get the mask back for what is this dude's name? Uh, his Frazier's tagging partner. I forgot his name. Y'all bear with me. And then he gets the mask for his partner, the luchador dude. And then Candice LeRae came and took it out of his hand while they walking out, dipping in the back. So now it's like a little fight for the mask type situation. What is the hell is this boy's name? It's not Penta Fraxium. It's Frazier and oh my god, I forgot. Axiom. That's the boy's name. I'm saying Fraxium. His name is Axiom. So Axiom got his mask taken, and then they won the match. Took the mask back. Candice LeRae took it back and dipped off. But this might be the beginning of the end for Gargano because his partner is. We finding out it's reported that he's leaving WWE, so he might be either one of those mid cards, or he might be on his way out as well. Candice LeRae been on her way out because she just been irrelevant besides these little situations. So we gonna see how long they drag this out for Gargano. Uh, Drew McIntyre came up there to mock everybody. He came in like, he's so busy worrying about everybody else getting recognition. He joked about the Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu match, and then he was speaking about everybody that's going to fight in the Fatal 4-Way tomorrow night. Then he started talking trash about Randy Orton and Damian Priest, and then he just left the show. So that was it. Then we had the triple threat match between Charlotte Flair, Miss Bliss, Julia, and Kiana James and Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Now this match is pertaining to the number one contendership of who's going to fight uh, the winner of tomorrow's night tag team title between Rhea and Io and Roxanne and Liv Morgan. All right, so Kiana James and Lash started the match. Then Charlotte came in, added the 3-way. They started fighting. Not it's Nia. Lash, she was hammering things, and then her and Charlotte got into it. Then Kiana James uh put her sense to it. Then they started making tags. There was a superplex between Nia, Alexa Bliss, and then Kiana came under Nia and powerbombed her at the same time. And then after that, it just went helter skelter. Uh, after all of that, Lash knocked out Nash. Lash knocked out Alexa Bliss. Charlotte came in and speared her. Uh, Kiana James came into the ring, landed on Alexa Bliss, got the 3 count. So uh, Kiana James and Julia won the match, and now they're the number one contenders. That was that was stunning because we all see how Nia and Lash was, making at least a good evening, good morning. They was making their way to the tag team title spot, but you know, they stole a win. Kiana got that pin while they was rolling out from the spear, and referee counted three, so it was a fair win. So big win for them. We'll wait and see if that's going to be a match. I don't think it's going to be a Royal Rumble match, but that match will be coming soon. So we'll be on the standby waiting for that. Um, then finally we get to the main event. The main event consists of Damian Priest versus Trick Williams. Uh, this was pretty much a brute match, right? Damian Priest was showing his muscle. Then Trick took advantage of that. Started, you know, taking him outside the ring, throwing him towards the metal steps. Uh, you know, nobody hit their special moves or anything like that. This was more of an outside thing. Then it got to the point where they was outside and Sami Zayn came out and was walking around the ring. So Trick threw Priest into Sami Zayn, and then he rolled in the ring. After throwing Priest in the ring, Trick goes in the ring. Sammy comes in, interrupts the match. Chef, what's going on? Um, so after he does all that, Sammy comes in. He wants to have a fight now. He wants to fight Trick, and him and Priest go at it real quick. Uh, After Sammy puts everybody in the corner, hits a baby Hulula kick because it was a low kick and not a high one. Uh, Trick turns around, takes advantage. He takes Sammy out. He takes Damian Priest out. And as they playing his music because he's standing alone, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. The crowd gets hyped because somebody jumps into the ring. Randy Orton comes in and RKO Trick Williams. So after he RKO Trick Williams, he's celebrating, doing his little, his signature stance and things like that. And then Sammy gets up and he's telling Sammy something like, "Yo, you got to be ready because I'm always going to be ready," or something to that extent. And then he RKO'd Sami Zayn, and that's how SmackDown ends its night. Randy Orton standing above everybody else. Yeah, he'd be like, "Whoop that," and I'm like, "Yo, what is this?" I'm looking for Terrence Howard. I heard like, "Whoop that trick." I'm like, "Yo, y'all said it is crazy though." But that's how they ended SmackDown tonight. So we're gonna briefly, you know, like I said, SmackDown was just really to set everything up. Like I'm just I'm really over the situation, right? I mean, congratulations to Solo and them. They got the belts from the Wyatt 6. I guess he trying to make his the MFTs the fake Bloodline 2.0, but y'all know that can't happen. Also tonight, we found out that Roman Reigns has entered the Royal Rumble. He didn't come out and say it. They did a video of him uh, talking about he's entering the Royal Rumble. So that's something that we learned tonight as well. Uh, but I'm just so over this Saturday night's main event. We know that next Friday they're going to be in Saudi Arabia, so they may have it's going to be an earlier time, but the replay is going to be at 8 o'clock for the SmackDown. I'm not expecting too much because, like I said, there'll probably more than likely be more people entering the Royal Rumble by this time. So, yo, realist, it's so dry. It's so dry. Even in that match, it was like, yo, something just need to be figured out so we can get this shit over with. You know what I mean? It's like it's so like it's only those two teams. Like they totally eliminated the entire tag team division, right? When you look at it, right? You had the Street Profits, they ain't fighting no more. You had DIY. they breaking up. Ciampa's leaving, and Gargano's by himself. You don't hear nothing about the Motor City Machine Guns. So who else is left? You know what I mean? So now y'all just got the only two tag teams, the MFTs and the YS6. So they only relevant because it's literally only two tag teams that's even going through this situation. And it was so dry about the tag team division. I'm like why are they even a belt on this side? You know what I mean? It don't even make no sense. But they dragging this thing. But hopefully this thing break up sooner or later. Because now they got, like I said, the the MFTs have the belt and they got the dudes the lantern. So they I don't know how much longer this is gonna drag out, but they need to figure something out. They need to make some more tag teams so this division can have some relevancy. Like I said, the Street Profits ain't fought in like 2 months. So I don't know what's going on with them over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole crazy situation over there. Um, so we gonna go ahead and look at the Saturday night main event card. The main event card, the card is consistent of this. We know that Rhea and Io is going to fight Roxanne and Liv for the belt. Uh, I really, I really don't. I don't see them winning the belt. And then again, I do because if they're going to make Judgment Day any type of relevant, somebody got to have a belt. But because if we notice, Dirty Dom ain't even been wrestling, right? He ain't been wrestling for a while. He ain't wrestled in about at least a month and a half, as far as I can recall. So I'm like, so who's doing this match? Like, what's going on with him? But we saw Finn Balor. He just lost to CM Punk. Um, so I'm not thinking they're going to win the belt. I think they're going to hold on to this belt a little bit longer. Uh, so I'm gonna give the victory to Rhea and Io. Um, the next match is going to be Cody. Well, I don't know how the card is going to go, but we know that Cody and Jacob is going. That match might be the longest match of the entire show for sure. Um, but I don't even. I think Cody is Cody gonna do something crazy. He just gonna wild out and try to whoop to probably get disqualified. I think Jacob gonna win off of disqualification because Cody Rhodes is about to just wild out. Uh, we seen as he was leaving the show tonight. Uh, we see Drew McIntyre's picture on his bus. And I'm like, why that man got a picture on his bus? But that's Drew messing with him. So I think Cody's ready to just crash out. He on a crash out phase because at the end of the day, man, he lost his belt. He's still upset about losing his belt. He mad at Jacob because he got involved with the match, and Drew is still a champ. So he about to wild out. I think he might just start picking up chairs and really try to hurt Jacob, and Jacob might be gone again. I can see that, and that will, to me, that would be the beginning of Cody just becoming the villain, the bad guy. So I'm gonna give Jacob that win off of disqualification. Uh, the other match is the Shinsuke Nakamura match and AJ Styles. I think AJ is gonna win that match clear cut. That's you ain't the only one. That's gonna be at 2 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock our time, Royal Rumble, because they in Saudi Arabia. So y'all know that Saudi Arabia is like a whole 14 hours ahead of us. So that's going to be 2 o'clock next Saturday, the 31st. Uh, the only match, well, we'll find out who's going to fight Drew at the Rumble after the triple the not the triple threat, the fatal four way between Sami Zayn, uh, Randy Orton, uh, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest. Now, in that match, I want Sammy to win just for Drew to retain the belt at the Rumble. It'll be crazy if Sammy wins the belt. So I think they're gonna let Sammy win the Fatal Four Way because it's in Montreal, and then go to the Rumble and get beat by Drew McIntyre. Even though I believe Trick is gonna put on a good match, I think it's too early for him. I think they tired of seeing Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, and I don't know. It's like Damian Priest. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is that investment, the TKO thing, right? So now they moving everything to Saudi Arabia. It was just for Crown Jewel. Now it's everything going to Saudi Arabia. Just like WrestleMania is going back to Vegas. Like this is the business side, the financial side of it. They think they can get more money over there. Now don't get me wrong, the crowd be jumping over there and things like that. It's just the fact that it's over there. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all making it worldwide. Yeah, but I just can't see. I agree with that, but I just can't see Sammy if they take the belt off of Sammy. I mean, if they take the belt off of Drew McIntyre right now, this whole thing it'll be wide open. You know what I mean? It'll be wide open, and maybe that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing because now they got to figure something out after this before WrestleMania. But I just can't see Drew McIntyre losing this belt to Sami Zayn. I'm going Sami Zayn with that win tomorrow or the Fatal Four Way, just so he can lose to Drew. Commander, what up, Nine? You know what I mean? And if I'm looking at the Royal Rumble, I really don't like. I hear the people that's announcing themselves in. I know Jay announcers, Jay Uso, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. I didn't hear nothing about Division popping in, but they'll probably pop in. Uh, I know Sami Zayn gonna put his hat in there, right? I'm just trying to see who's the new people who's the people that's going. I know Overfamily's gonna put his hat in there. Um, our true little silly ass. He like, yo, I'm a, he said I'm gonna put my balls in the Royal Rumble. My balls are in your hands. He telling this to all this, and I'm like, yo, this dude is straight stupid. I can't stand him. So he gonna be in there. They're gonna probably pop up some other TNA guys in there. Joe Henry, one of those type of people might appear. Uh, no, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea who the hell's gonna win this Royal Rumble. Right? I have no idea. Who knows? We might see a special appearance from Seth Rollins. We don't know. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't. I'm not even going to try to predict it because I don't know all of the participants. Maybe if we get to all the participants, because probably starting this week, Monday, they probably start doing the numbers. You know how they do the lot. Okay, he's gonna come out first. You got your number. You know when you're coming out. They do the lottery thing. They'll probably do that, and so you know it's easy to say, well, I think Roman's gonna win, or I think Cody's gonna win, or I think Solo Sikoa gonna win because he announced that he's entering the Royal Rumble. See what I'm saying? It's so easy to say names, but sometimes it's about the positioning of these guys, right? It's very rare that it's been a while since the number one guy went all the way through the gauntlet and was the last man standing. That's like an hour and change, right? So it's all about the positioning, right? And I'm a, if anything, I'm gonna say whoever is like 22 is gonna go out and win, right? I don't even know who that is. It's somebody that's going to be in the last, one of the last 10 participants is going to win. I'm gonna go with that from 20, but that's easy to say because we don't know who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like Roman Reigns could come out 30 and win. He might could come and somebody could come out at 29 and win. You know what I mean? Like somebody did all the work and now they come in and you know what I mean? It's so hard to just pick. And for the women, it's the same thing, right? Because whoever wins that, they get to pick which belt they want to wrestle for, right? And and the way this thing is going, somebody easily if somebody might shoot for Cody, not Cody, Drew McIntyre, because he's the easiest one. Just like well, Stephanie Valkyrie ain't lose her belt yet. Just like on the women's side, they might say, "I'm gonna try Stephanie Valkyrie. I'm scared of Jade. I ain't trying to see Jade." You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's hard for me to like really come out with the prediction because we don't know. Because we know that even on the women's side, they're gonna bring some NXT girls up there, So Ruka or oh my God, what's the other girl name? Kiana Jane, not Kiana Jane, Kaylani Jordan. Is that her name? Uh, what is the girl? Jada Parker. You know what I mean? It's an exciting event, but it's definitely hard to pick. Like if somebody say, I know he gonna win, right? For example, they might bring Omos out in that match in the Royal Rumble just to get rid of some people. Brock Lesnar might come out and wrestle. We don't know, and that's the beauty. Like Real said, that's the beauty of it. That's what makes it unpredictable because you just don't know who's coming out, right? It's easy to say, well, Rhea Ripley's gonna win the women's side, right? And we just don't know. Um, it's hard. But I also wanted to speak about like the tag team, but I knew this was gonna happen. That's why I didn't want the Usos to win it because I knew Jimmy was gonna go on paternity leave. So if he's going on paternity leave, how the hell is he gonna be a champ? Who's fighting? When they gonna fight? You see what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense because they don't have the time to fight. He on paternity leave. So, but you got a champion that's not a champion. He's not a fighting champion because he's on paternity leave. That's why that thing didn't make sense. So who knows? Maybe Jay wins the number one contender and relinquish the belt. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you sit back and really look at things the way you look at it, it's a different surrounding in its totality, right? Because hey, they may win it. If Solo win it, he got to drop the belt. He'll probably give it to one of the MFT guys, right? But Jimmy and Jay, they the dudes, so they probably have a round robin for a tag team if that happens. So that's why it's so many possibilities in the Rumble. But that's what makes the Rumble one of the most, by far, the second most watched uh, pay per view. Well, it's not pay per view; it's PLE now that they're gonna have because there ain't nothing gonna top WrestleMania. I don't care what they do. They can make somebody come out there. I don't who would come out. I don't know. People thought that Jericho was gonna come and wrestle in the Rumble. We don't know. They saying it's not true. We don't know, right? But we know one of them older dudes is gonna come out, right? It's not improbable, right? So that's why that's the excitement of the Rumble. Who's gonna come out and when they're gonna come out? When's Roman gonna come out? Is Seth gonna come out? Is his shoulder fixed? He gonna fake it and come out? What he gonna do? Right? Then somebody that's been gone for a while might pop up. Like, damn, I ain't see you in about 6 months, 9 months. You know what I mean? A whole year. That's just like when Jade came back from the elimination chamber. Damn, she came back, and then Bianca came back before that. Right? So it's like, yo, this is ill, right? The excitement of who's coming out is what makes the Royal Rumble a top notch PLE. But like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'd have no clue who the hell's gonna come out and win that thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I already predicted the four matches for the main event. So, we gotta wait and see. And like I said, the winner of the Fatal Four Way is going to fight Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the championship belt. And if you notice, they ain't do that for Drew. I mean, that's for Drew. So I don't know what they're gonna do for the public uh premium live event. That's what it stands for, Commander. Premium live event. They call it a PLE, meaning it's a pay per view because it's on ESPN now, but they call it a PLE. When it was on Netflix, it was still a PLE. Before, when it was like the old school, it was just a pay per view, PPV, pay per view. But now they want to get all fancy with a PLE. I'm like, just say pay per view because you still got to pay for the month. You can't watch it for free. You know what I mean? Like Saturday night main event, it's not even free because if you don't got Peacock, you got to pay for Peacock. You know what I'm saying? So everything is going to be at a premium because ain't nothing for free. Only SmackDown is for free, and we don't even know how long that's going to last. But that's what the PLE stands for. So it's just, I mean, once they made the deal and put it on ESPN and made you got to buy ESPN Premium and all, like nobody got time for that, man. Y'all taking the fun out of it for average Joe people. Nobody wants to pay $40 a month just to watch a pay per view or PLE as they call it now every other month. WrestleMania, you got to pay $40 a month per month just to watch that for 2 days. That's foolish. You know what I mean? If it's a pay per view, you know you was paying for the pay per view, but now you got to wait. What you gonna do with the other 29 days? Y'all gonna put baseball on and after WrestleMania? Like who's gonna watch that? Everybody's not fond of baseball like that, but this is what they chose to do. This is how they're getting their money. TKO is behind them, so maybe you can start watching some uh MMA matches. I don't know, but all of that is coming with your payment of $40 a month for ESPN Plus. So I don't like it. I'll find a way to watch it or whatever. You got to go through the nooks and the crannies, the sneaker peek. So that's what I'm gonna do because I ain't paying no $40 a month. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's not that doesn't make sense to me. But that's what's happening on the WWE side. Uh, hopefully everybody's getting through this weather situation. They canceled the AEW for tomorrow because of the weather down in Texas, right? And this is what I tell people, this weather thing really is starting to work a lot of nerves because this thing is all across America. So that happens in Texas. Now they're moving games around because the storm is hitting. Now it's heading towards the East Coast. It's about to hit Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, all the way up to New York. And in New York, they talking about snow, 6 to 12 inches. But down in Georgia, they talking about ice, like an inch of ice. And anybody that's been to Atlanta, y'all know they can't function with a drop of snow, let alone ice. So they're about to go through it. And this is, I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to, if the power goes out, y'all get yourselves prepared for it. Hopefully you're prepared for it. But there's a lot of people going through a thing. I forgot to add atmosphere, how he doing down there in Texas, because it already passed them. You know what I'm saying? Um, so there's a lot of people getting ready to go through some things. You know what I mean? And if I don't get affected, I might just pop up. You know what I mean? I might just pop up just for people to have, you know what I mean, something to listen to or talk about or whatever the case may be, whether it's this channel or the regular channel. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Yeah, I spoke to Word. Word's like, yo, I'm just getting everything. I got the firewood ready. I got the generator ready. I'm ready. And I'm like, yeah, I forgot y'all get ready to get like 19 inches of snow or some crazy stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Just just the fact that spring is coming, that's the only glimmer of hope that the people down south had. Once February hits, it starts to warm up down there. So it's a lot. It's a lot to look forward to, but they just got to get through these next couple of days. I'm already hearing like down south they closing schools Monday and Tuesday. I'm like, yo, y'all don't even know what it is yet. But like I said, if they get a drop of snow, they can't function. So this is all new for them. Yeah, exactly. Everybody stay safe and be ready, right? And like I said, if I get the opportunity, I may pop up and just have a conversation. Like I said, uh, people internet may go out, but if they got their phone and is activated or whatever, you know what I mean. If you got phone service still, you can use your data and listen to the conversation or whatever. Chime in. Anything I can, y'all know me, anything I can do to help somebody get through something, I'm willing to do it. So y'all stay tuned. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be here or I might just pop up and do something for like the main event recap. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just to pass some time for some people to not worry about if their lights are on or not, and if they got service or not or whatever. You know what I mean? But we're gonna stay tuned for that. But anyway, speaking of that, which is kind of crazy, because the NFC champ, the NFL is not going to be affected by it, right? Because it's already past Denver. It's already towards the east. So those two games are going to exist, right? And speaking of that, at 3 o'clock is going to be the New England Patriots on Sunday. The New England Patriots versus the Denver Broncos. Uh, the Denver Broncos is going without their quarterback Bo Nix. Bo Nix got injured last weekend in the win versus the Bills. He broke his ankle. He won't be able to return. They're going with their backup quarterback Jarek Stidham, who used to play for the Patriots, but they got rid of him because they thought he wasn't good. So now people want me to believe that he's going to be good enough who has to win a game that he hasn't played in the past 2 years. He hasn't thrown a ball in 2 years. So that's the funny part, real is right. You're paying like buku dollars, and just the simple fact that some ice hits is too heavy for a tree branch, and now the tree branch shorts out the wire that's in the sky. Now people got wire underneath, but it's still going to affect it because whatever reason. Yeah, Commander, I said the same thing. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's just so much going on. But yeah, so Jared Stidham is the backup quarterback. Right now, we understand that the Denver Broncos have a top notch defense, but I don't think they can make it because if anybody watches football, you see how much a three and out is going to keep you in the defense on the field because that team, just because you get a three and out, don't mean that the defense could keep up the par with getting three and outs. We know defense win championship, but offense win games, and somebody got to score. And I think that the Patriots will do just enough to win the game, right? So I see the Patriots winning this game. I'm gonna put a score up there. I'm gonna say 21-10, right? Because even if they score, they're not gonna do enough to make sure that their defense is off the field because they have a backup quarterback, and most backup quarterbacks are going to try to run the ball. Now, if the Broncos are able to run the ball, that'll be a good sign, and it may help them. I just don't think they'll be able to do that. So I'm going to give this win to the Patriots, 21-10, and they will advance to the Super Bowl. That'll make the Patriots one of the best franchises ever because everybody thought they could never win without Tom Brady, but now they in this position, which is crazy, and then got easier because now they're playing a backup quarterback. Now in the NFC Championship game, we got a rematch of two NFC West teams. They split their seasons. They split their season game. The last game was a crazy game because the Seahawks won that game after being down by like 16 points. So but the game is going to be played again, and this is will the question is going to always be, will Sam Donald be able to break the jinx? Right? We like Sam Donald didn't have to do anything against the 49ers. They railroaded the 49ers 41-6. That game was actually over when the 49ers with the opening kickoff kicked it to the Seahawks and they ran it back for a touchdown. That was the game. Now this is going to be different because Sam Donald's going to have to be able to put the ball in position for them to win. I just think Matthew Stafford's going to do a little bit better, even though Sam Donald got Jackson Smith and Jigma. Uh, Stafford got Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams, and I think that's going to be enough for them to win. I think it's going to be close. I got it as a 24-23 game, with the Rams winning 24-23, and I think they'll advance to the Super Bowl. So those are the two scores that I have for that. Um, Congratulations to Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter was the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers. He just got hired to be the coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Now we got to see what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson, because he was supposed to have been a part of the picking assessment, but I can't see him being a part of that because that's a defensive guy. Maybe he might have liked what the offense, whoever the new offensive coordinator might be. I don't know. But I can't see Lamar Jackson being part of this thing. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how they do this, right? Will this help? Will this open up for Lamar Jackson? Will this get them past the proverbial hump? I don't know. Because in Kansas City, they rehired Eric Bieniemy. Now, if you don't know who Eric Bieniemy is, Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator when they was winning those 3 Super Bowls. And because they was winning those Super Bowls, it's like, yo, he was there, and when he left, they didn't win. So it's like, all right, cool. So how we gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? But now they bringing him back, which I believe is gonna bring is gonna make Travis Kelsey have a second thought of retiring. I think he should retire because he already was retired. He had the mindset of retiring. Once you have that mindset, you already halfway out. So that's something that may jar. It may convince him to come back. And we got to see how long Patrick Mahomes is going to be out because he pulled his ACL in like the end of December. So we're going to see if it's going to take him a whole entire year. He going to come back in 6 to 9 months. I don't know. So that's going to be an interesting season for the Kansas City Chiefs going forward. But it's already a wide open NFC West. The Broncos did what they needed to do. Will they do this? Because now Bo Nix is out for the year. He broke his ankle, so he might be out for the same amount of time. You know what I mean? It's going to be an open door. So but congratulations to Jesse Minter. He got the job in Baltimore. We still trying to figure out who's going to take these other positions. Buffalo just brought in Philip Rivers for an interview, and I'm like, he just finished playing. Why would you? But hey, that's what they decided to do. So there's still 5 other coaching positions. What other teams? I forgot the 5 other positions. I know uh, Buffalo is one, Arizona is another, and there's a few other teams that's still left. But you know, it's just a very interesting thing to look at going forward. But enough about that because we can have that conversation Sunday night when we got more than enough time to just talk straight football. Uh, but yeah, I'm going with those 2 teams. I'm going with the Patriots with the 21-10 win, and I'm going with the Rams with the 24-23 win. So, and then after that, we'll have one more game left and 2 weeks to go. And that football game will be February 8th. So we'll have time to shoot the NFL talk for its final time. You know, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'll give some NBA scores. NBA scores. Oh wait, let me pull it up. Why not New England atmosphere? Why not? You can't hate the franchise if they're doing what they need to do, right? Let's just keep it 100. If they doing what they need to do, this ain't Tom Brady's team. You see what I'm saying? This ain't them. So we just gonna be honest, right? Is it because it's New England? This ain't even Bill Belichick. This is a whole new regime. They was trash for the past 2 years, 4-13. It's a beautiful turnaround story. Don't get me wrong. They went from 4-13 to 13-4, and maybe on the steps of the Super Bowl. Who knows if Bo Nix was playing? I might have picked Denver because they're in Denver. But now that they have this backup quarterback, I'm not going with Jack. And the funny part is he's from New England. So no matter how you look at it, it's a New England situation. Because if they go to the Super Bowl, they're going with a former Patriot. If the Patriots win, they going with the Patriot team, Bob Kraft, those guys, right? Now, will they beat Seattle? Will they beat the Rams? Will the Rams get their revenge from what Super Bowl was that? The Super Bowl they lost 13-3. We don't know, but this ain't a Tom Brady thing. It's a franchise thing. So it's because it's New England. But you want to, so you see how you feel about New England. So when people start acting like that about the Cowboys, you can't get mad because that's how people feel about Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful. And this is not this is wild. This is over 25 years. So this is recent. So but don't get me wrong because I don't like New England either. Boston and New York. They don't get along for nothing. In no sport do they get along. Yankees, Red Sox. They even hate the Mets because the Mets beat them in the World Series, right? So anything New York and Boston, they don't like them. Knicks, Celtics don't like each other. Uh, Bruins, Rangers don't like each other. It's just the atmosphere. America's team love to hate. I guess so. So but hey, like I said, to be honest with you, if Stafford wins the MVP, I think he gonna win the Super Bowl. They have that type of offense, but we'll wait and see. Look, we'll wait and see who gets to that part of the Super Bowl. But let me go ahead and give y'all some scores from the NBA. In Atlanta, we had the Hawks hosting the Suns. The Hawks get the 110 to 103 victory. With that win, the Hawks go to 22-25. The Suns go to 27-18. In Detroit, the Pistons hosted the Rockets, and the Rockets get the 111 to 104 victory. With the win, the Rockets go to 27-16. With the loss, Detroit goes to 32-11. In Brooklyn, the Nets played the Celtics, and in double overtime, Boston gets a 130 to 126 win. With that win, the Celtics go to 28-16. Brooklyn goes to 12-31 with the loss. In Cleveland, the Cavaliers hosted the Kings. The Cavaliers get the 123 to 118 win. The Cavaliers go to 26-20 with the win. The Kings, who have been playing some good basketball recently, is now 12-34. In Memphis, the Grizzlies hosted the Pelicans. The Pelicans get a 133 to 127 win. The Pelicans go to 11-36. And with the loss, the Grizzlies go to 18-25. In OKC, wow, that was something. The Thunder host the Pacers, and the Pacers get the victory, 117 to 114. With that win, the Pacers go to 11-35. The Thunder lose their night game and go to 37-9. Uh, in Milwaukee, the Bucks host the Nuggets. The Nuggets get the 102 to 100 victory. The Nuggets go to 30-15. The Bucks go to 18-25. There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of speculation that Giannis want to get out of there, and the way they keep playing, he might get his wish. And finally, in Portland, the Trailblazers hosted the Raptors. The Raptors get the 110 to 98 victory. With the victory, the Raptors go to 27-19. The Trailblazers go to 23-22. So those are the scores from the NBA. Uh, it's I'm I'm trying to give you guys some games to bring up and broadcast or to call on the channel. But every time I get ready to call a game, I sense a blowout, and that's exactly what it be. And I don't want to give you guys blowouts because if I give you if the games ain't if it's not interesting, I know people tune out because I tune out on a lot of the blowout game. And I want to do this so you guys we can have a conversation. Well, maybe it may be more time to conversate, but I want you guys to be interested in what's going on the channel. So if we keep getting games that's going to be 20-point losses for a team or 20-point wins for a team, you gotta, you know what I mean? Is that something that you guys would want to go through? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be considerate of finding some good games that I know is going to be close games that we can talk about. Damn, he made the shot at the end of the game over. But those 20-point wins and losses, I don't think a lot of you guys is going to be interested in, to be honest. But I'm gonna have to do some of these because, like I said, we're running out of sports. We're gonna hit February. All we're gonna have is basketball, you know, and then we gotta wait for the end of March and April for baseball to come back. Football, like I said, is the Super Bowl coming, so that's about to be the last game on February 8th. So I'm gonna have to do something. So if that's the way it goes, y'all bear with me. Um, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to give games that's not going to be relevant. You know what I mean? I really don't. I want to give games that's going to be close, interesting. Even if the team takes off and wins by 10 at the end of the game, foul shots or whatever, I could live with that. We know that the game was close to the finale of the game, to be honest. But when you waiting and you get a 30-point lead going into the fourth quarter and all of this other stuff, I don't. I'm. Maybe that's me being selfish and not wanting to, call that type of game. But I don't. I truly believe that a lot of people don't want to sit there and listen to a blowout game. So, but like I said, I'll figure something out. I'm gonna have to do it either way because, like I said, we're really running out of sports. The season is almost over. Uh, I'm gonna have to figure something out. But in the meantime, the scores that was given to you tonight, the prediction, well, the scores was given to you by the 9% were better use, better us. The prediction was given by Mr. 33 himself. But I'm rocking with my sponsors, the 9%, because a better use, a better us. So that's where it's gonna go. But like I said, so don't be surprised tomorrow if I pop up and talk about the main event just to give you guys something to think about besides the weather and things like that. Um, it's crazy atmosphere. I just said to myself, right? They just won by 54, right? They beat the Nets by 54 points. And now I see the Celtics struggle with them. And at the same time, I'm not I'm not surprised, right? Because everybody was out. You know what I mean? They had Brunson, they had Hard out, and those two are keys. Yet at the same time, I don't even think they have everything working together. Right? You still got to figure out Carl Anthony Towns. They need to figure out what he want to do. Does he want to? Everybody don't want to be a. They don't want to play in the paint no more, right? We seen that with Anthony Davis. Now we're seeing it with Carl Anthony Town. He wants to shoot threes. I need Carl Anthony Town to get to mix his game up. He could be inside, outside. You got you a little 6'1" guy out there. Come on and just take your ass down there and get the N1. That's a 3-point play. Y'all worrying about 3-point shots. We can get 3 points either way. But because y'all don't, nobody wants to get physical or whatever the case may be, they're not going to do none of that. So they have to figure this thing out. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, but they're gonna have a whole nother the second half to figure this out. Because even if they won the daggone the NBA Cup, that's not enough. You know what I mean? That's a midseason game. And now look, y'all ain't been the same since. Like I said, Jalen Brunson got injured. Josh Hart was injured. Now I'm waiting for some other crazy stuff to happen, right? It may sound like an excuse, but this is when you follow a team, you know the system of your team. It's something always gonna come up. So they got a whole half to figure it out. I'm not really worried about it. I know they're gonna make the playoffs. I'm just trying to see where they're gonna make the playoffs at. Boston is looking good. Philly is starting to look a little bit better because uh Embiid is playing a lot more minutes. Uh and Tyrese Maxey is always gonna keep that team noticeable. Uh, but the teams like Atlanta and Chicago and all, I'm not worried about none of them. I think the Knicks will be in the top 6 seed, so they don't have to play the play in and all of that other nonsense. I don't think they'll be in that position. So it's just about them getting to the playoffs, and I could judge then or what's going to happen. Because like I said, you know, Boston's playing good. Detroit is playing excellent. They're the number one seed in the conference. Uh, you know, now with Boston and Philly and uh, teams like that, it's crazy. Do you think that the Kaminga injury is real? No, I don't. And and the funny part, even with that atmosphere, right? It They keep trying to find a way to get rid of this guy. And Karma is telling y'all, man, don't even trade them. But I don't know what a lot of these coaches are not who y'all think they are, right? Like, I don't think people really realize that Steve Kerr did not build the Golden State Warriors. That was Mark Jackson's team. That was Mark Jackson's the one that got Steph Curry. Mark Jackson was the one that got David Lee. Mark Jackson was the one that got Klay Thompson. Mark Jackson was the one that had Draymond Green. If nobody remembers that when Mark Jackson got fired, Steph Curry was pissed off. But Steve Kerr, being who he is, being the moocher that he is, that's what he do, right? Because you got to remember where Steve Kerr come from. Steve Kerr is on uh the second three-peat, right? And that's what I'm saying. Steve Kerr is on the second three-peat team, so he's with Phil, right? Then he goes to Greg Popovich and set that up. Y'all don't remember this, but Steve Kerr was supposed to get the Knick job, but he didn't take the Knick job because the Knick wasn't. They didn't have anybody. It wasn't already structured for him. So he went to Golden State and got that job because that they had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green already. Mark Jackson already gave them the green light. Y'all shoot. Y'all shoot. Y'all the baddest backcourt ever. Y'all shoot that thing. We gonna figure it out. They made the playoffs and everything. He got fired for whatever reason. They said some nonsense that happened in the front office or whatever the case. I don't really know that. I can't remember that story. But they got rid of him and got Steve Kerr, and that's when it took off. But those three guys was already there. And I know they want to give Kevin Durant that glory because he came in one back to back. He deserves that. But they did win two with him, two without him, one before him and one after him. And those same three guys were still on the team. You know what I mean? So the Kaminga, like, And the funny part is, you're supposed to play the dude. Well, some people will play the dude to show what he got, but he ain't played for like a whole month. And then Jimmy Butler got hurt. So once Jimmy Butler got hurt, now you got to play Kaminga. Now he come out and give you 20, 25 points, and you talk about he played a good game. He was going to play that way regardless. That's just who he is. Y'all got rid of Harrison Barnes and people like that for this kid right here, right? Y'all got rid of these people for that reason. You told Andre Iguodala to retire because you was getting Jonathan Kaminga, and they still cool though. He cursed him out and got him up out of there, but they still cool, and I understand that. So, but I like, even now I know Kevin Durant, and he's trying to win a championship because he don't want that legacy that Steph helps him win a championship. When you're great, you feel like you got to lead the charge. And for Kevin Durant, even when he went to Brooklyn, he tried that. He got swept in Brooklyn, and he's been trying to win ever since. Sometimes, that's what I try to tell people. Your greatness ain't going in a team sport. It's not always going to make it promising. It's not going to make it to the championship. It's about who you can make great around you. That's what the team sport is. Who you make great around you, right? That's why when you think about Tom Brady, like, you don't remember Tom Brady wide receivers. You just know Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. I mean, he won the last one with Mike Evans in them, but the first six, y'all got to remember, he didn't win with Randy Moss. He broke records with Randy Moss, but he did not win with Randy Moss. He didn't have to make he couldn't make him no better than he was. I mean, he made him relevant because he went to Oakland and they wasn't doing nothing in Oakland with him. But you gotta make your teammates better. The improvement of a team is gonna win you a championship. And when you improve, you have fun. And when you have fun, it's not even a job. You just relax and chilling and win a championship. That's why Steph Curry can shoot from half court and it don't matter to him because he already know I can do this. I'm a champ already. You see Trae Young doing that, where it got him? It got him traded. You see what I'm saying? Because that's one. You see Damian Lillard, he trying to pull up from half court. What it got him? Traded back to Portland with no championships. At least Trae Young went to an Eastern Conference championship, but they said that wasn't enough. You got to go. We looking to rebuild, and that's what I'm saying. You got to make other people. You got to make your teammate better. That's why for a lot of people, LeBron James is number one because he made people better. He You ain't gonna know who Shane Battier is without LeBron James. You ain't gonna know who Mike Miller is without LeBron James. You may not even remember who Kevin Love is, right? Without LeBron James. We know Kyrie was great, but he hasn't won since LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? But LeBron won somewhere else. Anthony Davis, he can't stay healthy without LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? That's just when you make other people look at themselves and examine themselves and challenge them to become better players, your team becomes better and you'll win something at the highest level. So yeah, but I think they're still gonna trade Kaminga, and when they trade Kaminga, it's gonna Steph might as well just retire because I can't see him winning with nobody. They can try to keep Brandon Pozinski, but he will never be Klay Thompson in his prime. Never. And it's just gonna be Steph just finishing out his career. Now he trying to maintain the one team thing, but he might as well. Oh, you talking about Kyrie? No, I'm atmosphere. I'm just saying. He played with Kevin Durant and they didn't win anything. He played with Kevin Durant and James Harden and didn't win. I'm not talking about. I'm just stating the fact. I don't know. It's just some. I don't know when somebody is selfless and wants you to come up and do your thing. It's just better for Kyrie because Kyrie get to shine. You know what I mean? Like when Kyrie and Luca went to the like when they went to the championship. Oh, I'm not ribbing on Clay. I'm just saying Clay was part of the dynasty, and they ain't going to win without Clay Thompson. I promise you, they're not going to win without Clay Thompson. That's a loss for them. They're not going to win without Klay Thompson. Now, AD, he just got to stay healthy. I don't know what. Listen, I don't know what to say about KD. Kyrie still got the ability. Now, maybe all of them could come together and make Cooper Flag better, and y'all will win a championship if that happens. I'm saying that now. I'm not saying that they can't. If they make Cooper Flag better, it'll make their game easier and better, and they would win a championship. I have no doubt about that. The question is AD going to be healthy? Is Klay going to be patient enough to give Cooper Flag some time? Will Kyrie not? Well, he signed for less because he can't get no more money because he ain't been playing. That's just the realization of a thing. I don't gotta make this up. I'm just saying that's what it is. If they don't do none of that, they're gonna break that team up again. You understand? Like that's just the way it goes. So that's the reason why the Mavericks had all of that expectation because of those three names and Cooper Flag. And then if they all come together, they need time to gel and see if they can make this thing work. The question is, will the organization have time? And if he is faking it, that's a bad thing. Because when Kyrie come back, y'all both gonna be rusty. Somebody need to hold it down. Cooper Flag is doing a decent job of trying to hold it down. Klay Thompson's shots ain't relevant because he's not getting the open shots that he would if Kyrie is penetrating to the basket and kicking it out. Or if AD is doing 20 and 10s and then kicking it out. That's not the same as just Cooper Flag just running to the basket and throwing it back out there. That's not the same thing. So if AD is faking it for that reason, he's hurting himself and he's hurting Cooper Flag development. That's what I'm saying. When you are great, you're supposed to allow somebody to develop underneath you or with you. So that way we know if he's able to do so. He has shown so far he's been doing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's been doing it recently, but how long is that going to last? Now, AD is out, right? You know who else has been playing some decent ball? Max Christie. Why? Because they're not expecting him to do that. So when he does it now, they gotta film up and game up on him, right? But you still need that. You still don't even have your whole team. You don't have. I don't even. Is PJ? I don't think PJ's playing yet. I don't think. I don't think the Gaffer returned. I don't think he returned yet. And that's what I'm saying. When all of those guys come and play, if they come back after the second half and make the play in, I would make all right. They make the play in. I got them being the eight seed. They can do enough. Or PJ's back. I got them being the eight seed. I can see them matching up with well, trying to match up with who's the number one seed right now, OKC. I can see them trying to do that. That'll be a great matchup, right? You can have Christie on SGA, give him a little run, then play Klay because he can't bang off of Klay like that. You see what I'm saying? Like I understand all of that, but at the end of the day, if they not coming together and playing like that now, it's going to get hard for them to do that later on. You might see sparks, you might see glimpse of them working well together, but they need that whole season or that whole first half to get it done for them to gel. But will they have the patience for that? Are they gonna say, Kyrie, you know what? We're gonna re-sign you. Klay, we're gonna give you another. We're gonna give you another year before we try to cut you because you might not be doing what we want you to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that they have to look at, and that's all about patience. We see. I know the NFL is different. We see teams with winning records is letting their coaches go. Right? They trying to break up the team because they not just because they winning, they ain't winning at the expense of going to the next level. Is that going to be the thing in the NBA? Probably. You know what I mean? And I don't know these new Maverick. I don't know the new majority owner of the Dallas Maverick. I know Mark Cuban. He's still kicking himself because they traded Luca. He's still mad at that. So To say that I know what they're gonna do is crazy. But I know if they have the patience and give it time, it can develop into something special. But the question is, do the Mavericks have that type of patience? I don't think the new owners do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think they do. So we gotta wait and see about the Mavs. So it's something to be excited about. There's no doubt about it. But it is something that you guys are gonna have that patience for. Like everybody want to blame Nico. We know damn well Nico ain't make that call by himself, but he was the fall guy. So sometimes when the fall happens, the fall guy got to take the lumps, the bruises. He took it. He probably won't get another job after that. But hey, the chips fall where they may. So it's just something to look at. But like I said, I'm I'm always willing and ready to have that conversation. Uh, about the NBA. Who else is doing like I said? I just finished telling you, Boston looking good. They started off slow, but now they looking good. Philly looking good with the Maxi and VJ Edgecombe, and now MB playing more minutes. Paul George is trying to get himself together to be regular season Paul. I don't know if he'll do that in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Detroit looking good. The Spurs are looking good. The defending champs looking good. The Nuggets are doing. It's very well possible. There's no dispute about that. Boston can come out of there as long as they make their jump shots. They can make it. It's not. They're not the same without Tatum. They're not the same without Tatum. You know what I mean? So that's why the Eastern Conference is wide open. That's why it's wide open. Like Boston could shoot themselves into a championship. They can shoot themselves out of it, right? Because Detroit matches up with them well. They do. The Detroit problem is they don't shoot as many threes as the Celtics. So they may not they may not outshoot Boston. You got Duncan Robinson that's really known for threes. You got Tobias Harris, who might be a corner three guy now. Uh, we starting to see Cade Cunningham shoot a few more threes. You see what I'm saying? It's possible, but somewhere down the line, that defense got to show somewhere. And Detroit does play some very good defense. They have the size to do so. You know, as long as they got Isaiah Stewart just maintaining himself, he's gonna be under that board with Duran. Uh, the Thompson brother is gonna do it. I can't remember if that's a sure or I can't remember which one it is, but one of the twin Thompsons is going to hit the board with him, and Cade is going to be Cade. Cade might give you a triple double every now and again. He might get you 6 rebounds a night. So they can rebound the ball. They can defend the ball. But if it's a shootout, I don't think they can do it. So you may be right. Boston can come out the East. Philly could come out the East. The way they've been looking recently, they may come out the East. The inside out game. Then you got the double threat now with VJ Edgecombe, who's playing really good for a rookie. So that's possible that they could come out of the East. So that's why the East is wide open. The West, you got everybody's leaning towards the Spurs because they beat the Thunder 3 times out of the four, or four out of the five, whatever the number is. Well, they say that the NBA Cup shit don't matter. Those games, the championship game didn't count. So, but if you really look at it, they played them very very well. They match up with them. You got Wimbyama versus Holmgren, Chet Holmgren. You got Castle versus SGA. You got Champagne versus uh, J Dub. So they all match up. The question is who's gonna be able to hold who? Because even if you win a regular season game, we all know that the playoffs is totally different. So, you know, that's the beauty about basketball. Well, the beauty of basketball is seeing who's going to win. But they took a lot out of it. They took a lot out of it because you could shoot 53s and make 15 and win a game. If you go 20 or 50, that's 60 points. You might can score 130 points after that. So that's going. You're not sold on OKC. What you not sold on? They the defending champions. What are you not sold on? They just got to. I think you know whether we want to agree with this or not. Injuries play a big role in all sports, right? Like right now, Hartenstein is not playing. So now they got to go a little bit smaller. Even though Chet is playing a little bit more defense, that's not what he wants to do, right? He don't want to be on the boards all day, all night. He don't want to have 2, 3 blocks a night. That's not what he do. He rather stay on the perimeter and let Hartenstein do what he do. So I'm not. I'm. Is it possible they can repeat? Yeah, it's possible. Just because their record is what is it, 37-9? I just said. Yeah, it's possible, right? They looking great. They looking great right now. They got 9 losses in the first half of the season. That's not that's very rare for anything like that to happen. You know what I mean? So they looking good. I don't know what you need to be sold. They are the defending champions. Now, if you're not sold on them repeating, that's understandable. But if you're not sold on what they did last year and how they started off the year, I that means you just really ride with the Mavs. Like as much as I love the Knicks, I can see that there's other teams that's playing good basketball. Even when the Knicks were playing good basketball, I don't think I came up here and talked about them like that. Because as much as I love the Knicks, there's other teams that was doing better. Detroit is doing better than everybody in the Eastern Conference right now. So the odds on favorite is Detroit. But I don't want to say that too loud because I know word is in the cuts listening and then be like, yo, you jinxed the team. And I'm like, I'm just saying they playing well, right? When the Mavs is playing well and somebody say something, y'all over there now y'all want to like my team, y'all jinxing the team and nah, they playing good basketball. So that's why the beauty of the NBA is that is no well, right now is OKC. They say OKC is dominant. They dominant because they got the fewest losses and the most wins in the NBA right now. At this particular point, at this juncture right now, they got the most points in the plan. Commander, don't laugh at him. He ain't funny. Because I see it already. Just like the Lions. See, man, what you been Nah, ain't nobody said nothing about the Lions, man. You be like, nah, man, the Lions, they ain't had this guy. Damn. You know? He is the truth. But I'm not saying it. Listen, every year the Detroit Pistons have improved, right? They improved. They really have. Last year they was a 6 seed. Now they up there. They in the top. They will be in the top 5. They will be in the top 4 unless something crazy happens. He said, "I got 1.5." You know what I'm saying? It's Yeah, that's don't say that. He in the cuts. He listening. He probably like I ain't because I know they're gonna say I didn't even know you came on, but I heard what you said. Don't be talking about that. He'll hit me up. Like don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So it listen, man. But that's but in totality, that's the beauty of sports, right? We could think a team is gonna look good, a player improves, not the team. Really? So if you go by your logic atmosphere, then the Mavericks can't improve. You forgot what y'all record was last year. Y'all can't improve. But a player can improve a team. And Cooper Flag is giving y'all that glimpse of hope right now. So you can't say that. That's the thing. You can't say that and believe that Cooper Flag is the key in the hope of making this thing happen. Oh, okay. You talking about? Yeah, don't worry about it. He'll gonna come back and say something about it. Real as that ain't. You hear atmosphere talking like right now. I promise y'all. Wait till they find out who their offensive defensive coordinator is in Dallas. Atmosphere gonna be like, yo, Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. Philly's done. Watch. He probably gonna say that now. Like, yeah, Philly, they done. We got this. We looking good right now. See, they ain't played football in about 3 weeks, and he talking about they looking. But that's the fandom thing, right? I love sports, so I can love a team because that's who got me there, right? The Knicks got me watching basketball. The Jets got me watching football. The Mets got me watching baseball. That's what was in my town. I ain't gonna. I can't even. I won't deny it. But when you start to love the sport, you see it from a different purview, right? As much as the Jets stink, you can say, "Yo, the Rams are looking outstanding." Even though I hate the Patriots, they playing some good football. That shit hurts when I say that. Damn, the Patriots playing good. Mother, make my stomach hurt. That's how much I hate Boston. That's like it might feel like it's a part of some people's DNA. You hate that city because it's that city. It's that town. And sports be really revving it up. Just like New York and Philly, they don't like each other either. I'm just telling y'all. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? When you from a place and that's your rival, nah, this is like, and it's even worse in college. Like college football, college basketball. New York hate DC. New York, DC hates New York. Georgetown hates St. John's, and that showed in the '80s. Like we can't stand them dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a rivalry thing. Some people take the sports and bring it into real life. I hate Boston. We don't like Boston. I ain't never been to Boston. I don't hate them, but they hate us. They hate us for the accent. Y'all got that New York accent. Like, okay, whatever. I guess. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I guess. We know you from New York. How you know your accent? We don't like y'all. Y'all stay y'all asses in New York. Oh wow, that's how y'all feel about it? Hey, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's just what we go through in life, right? The rivalries, the games, the competitiveness. But that's the beauty of sports. That's why I love sports because it's so competitive. Well, it used to be. Now they turn it into a business. The competition ain't even if I got the best product. The competition is I make more money than you. And we know, some of us know, we've been around some street people like, I just making money. I don't care what y'all do. My money is being made. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the product look like. I don't care about nothing. Atmosphere, no. Look at the Cowboys. Every year they don't win. Then they value goes up. Jerry Jones loved every second of it. He ain't putting no money into winning at all. But they value goes up regardless. Because they are America's team. That's what they say. So as long as they value going up, they don't care. I think winning is gonna make the value go up even more. If you win a Super Bowl, your money goes up more. If you become a Super Bowl MVP, your contract is going to look bigger than it is just, hey, he was in the Super Bowl and he played. No, he's a Super Bowl MVP. You could put some zeros in it. You might get a nine-figure contract. I'm just saying, winning makes your value goes up. Not just because you look good in a gray jersey with a star on it or a green jersey that say Jets or a blue jersey that says Giants, or a green jersey that has eagle wings on it. The production makes you look good. I promise you, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, that $30 million contract will be a 9-figure contract. Why? Because he won. He brought value to the Seattle Seahawks. And now that he brought value to the Seattle Seahawks, he brought value to himself. Why? Because they picked up a Lombardi trophy. No doubt about that. I agree with that atmosphere. It's more corporate now. It's more, what can we sell? Can we sell this $90 Dak Prescott Dak Prescott jersey? Can we sell like a million of those? Never mind if we win the division. Never mind if we get to the NFC championship. Never mind if Dak Prescott is a Pro Bowler, his jersey went up, his value went up. That means the Cowboys' value went up. It ain't even about winning a championship. Pro Bowlers, all first team, second team, third team, all pro. So I definitely agree with that. And now that it's a corporation, it's really taken away from the entertainment value of it because you're not putting the best product out there. So it's a different world. It's a different scenario now. I mean, at least in the NBA, you still got people that's trying to put a great product out there because they win a championship. Now we went from shooting threes. Now SGA getting ready to turn the trend into mid range game like it used to be 20 years ago, 25 years ago. SGA is making that mid range game be relevant. So that's why people like DeMar DeRozan still got a job. Who else is mid range? Jalen Brunson, people like that. They bringing the mid range game back. They not just staying out there shooting threes. Donovan Mitchell is even trying to, come and do a mid range game. We got to remember that's how D Wade won his first championship. That's how Mike did it for a long period of time. LeBron is not known for shooting threes. Kobe Bryant is not known for shooting threes. He was inside out from the triangle, the mid range game. But Steph came and ruined the game. He shot shooting from 30 feet out, half court out. So the game is always improving or evolving. It might be changing back into its old aspect of going mid range, closer to the rim. They don't even celebrate people shooting 50% from the field goal. I mean, from the field now. What is it? 50, 40, 90? 50% field goal, 40% three, 90% three free throws. This is what they talk about now. So if the corporation turn it back into entertainment, then they all can get their money. That's how I remember the NBA coming up in the first place. It was entertainment that brought everybody through the turnstiles, buying those tickets. Now this is more corporate. So now you gotta go through analytics and this, that, and the third. So I don't know if that's gonna make it. I just know, because I love the sport, I'm still watching it. I think the value of the sport went down because they shoot, like I said, you shoot 53s and make 15. They call that a good night. I remember when it was smaller than that. I remember you shoot 33s and shoot 60 percent from the paint. You was worth something. Shaq, the dominance of Shaq, the accuracy of Tim Duncan, bank shots, things like that. You know, it used to be city versus, yeah. That's what I'm saying. The rivalry of the cities, right? Uh, 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 Duke versus North Carolina. In the NBA, New York versus Boston, Boston versus LA. That's where the East West rivalry comes from. But before the East West rivalry, it was New York, Boston, New York, Philly. Then Detroit came in, so it was Chicago, Detroit in the Midwest. Uh, Chicago, Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Bucks. Uh, Pacers and Bucks. Reggie Miller versus Dale Ellis, uh, Michael Jordan versus Isaiah and the Pistons, right? You had those, New York, Patrick Ewing versus Robert Parrish, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, uh, 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 Patrick Ewing versus Charles Barkley, even though they ain't the same size. Those were the rivalries. New York versus Philly, right? And those were competitive basketball games. And when they were competitive, it was like, damn, this is why we turned it on. This is why we watched that. Like I said, the Midwest, you had Sidney Moncrief versus Michael Jordan. But people don't even remember who Sidney Moncrief is. Sidney Moncrief was a two-way player that was guarding Michael Jordan and making him lose in the first round. No dirty fouls, none of that. Just straight basketball. But they don't know that because all you're going to see is Michael Jordan winning. Michael Jordan won 6 in a row, or 2 3-peats. But the struggles of going through Detroit, the struggles of going through Milwaukee, the struggles of beating the Boston Celtics, that's what got Michael Jordan to who he is. The struggles of LeBron James taking leadership when he first gets to Miami. He learned the next year, he became a champion. Kobe tried to find his identity after Shaq. It took him a few years. Got to where he needed to be. He went back to back. See what I'm saying? That's what greatness do. Greatness is going to get you to that second realm. That second realm is going to allow you to let Ron Artest shoot the three. It's going to allow you to let Shane Battier hit that corner shot. Ray Allen hit that corner shot. Allow Shaq to dominate, and then in the fourth quarter, give me the ball. That's what greatness do. Greatness is allow you to submit to the embedment for the team so I can win my championship. Our goal is to win the championship. We will win the championship. But now you got people just worrying about, I got my 30. I got my 38% from three. I got my 17 free throws. It's I. I as in win, but you're not going to win the big championship. So these are the things that, you know what I mean? A lot of these guys got to figure out, how can I become we, and we could become team, and we can win the big championship. Until then, but that's why the Thunder sold me. Because even on their interviews, the whole squad is in the interview. Nah, you don't just talk to me, talk to all of us. Because all of us played a role in this thing. That's what they do. And now you're starting to see other teams do that. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to become contagious. The team aspect is becoming contagious. It's a beautiful thing. Now, if only we could put that in real life. Only we say we can build this thing up so we all could come up together. We all could live in a community. We all could be better versions of ourselves. Since they want to take everything else from sports, y'all just want to wear the sneakers, take the attitude from these athletes. Y'all spending $200 on a pair of Jordans. Did you take the attitude to become like that? To become better, to become great? Are they really willing to do that? I don't know. But at this state, do you notice the all-star starters are mostly, they're not mostly foreigners, but that's why they changed the realm from USA versus World. That's why they changed it. That's why they changed it to the USA versus World. Like right now, right? Out of the 10 starters that they announced, the starters of the All-Star team, right? I think you got Giannis, Jokic, SGA, and Luka. Those four are probably going to play on an international team. While they got Jalen Brown, Cade Cunningham. I forgot who else is on the West. I forgot. But the other six is Americans. So now they got to figure out uh, four more for the Europeans or the international, and they're going to pick the rest for the USA. The USA 2 teams will play, and then they'll play the international. Wemby's the other starter, so it's 5. So they already got their starting 5 because it's Wemby, Is SGA and Luka going to be the guards? Wemby, Jokic, and Giannis is going to be the five. They already got their five. Now watch how many. Now watch how many Europeans are going to be on the second team. These are the starters. Now let's see how many come out of that. Because you got it. You're going to believe Anthony Edwards is going to be one. You're going to believe. Uh, they'll probably put Carl. It's East versus West for the Americans. Atmosphere is East versus West for the Americans. The winner of the East and the West is going to play the international guys. We're going to talk about that. That's what I'm saying. Once the football season ends, I can really go in and dive into the situation. I can dive into it. Once the season is over, once that Super Bowl is over, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna have a whole week to go into it after. Yeah, watch. It's gonna say the East is versus the West, and the winner of that gets to play the world. They tried that last year with the G League people, and that's why they said we can't do the G League no more because they not on par with the NBA players. So that's why they went to the world, like the hockey. Hockey went USA versus the world, and they going in the same ass. They going in the same suit. But like I said, right after Sunday, we'll dive into it. Matter of fact, on Monday, I'm gonna pick it all out. I'll probably show you how the alignment is gonna go Monday. So we like I said, we got time. We're gonna dive into that. Um, yeah, and we're gonna keep our eye on the conferences and the divisions. I mean, they don't even talk about divisions no more. They just talking about one through eight. My 33 brother, what up though? What up though? Went to sleep, woke up to use the bathroom. Yeah, me and Atmosphere was talking. He was talking some smack about Detroit. I ain't. I told him you get him Sunday or Monday. But yeah, I'm about to get down here. My 2 hours is almost up. But we had a great conversation. My main event picks again was I'm going. You might not like what I'm going with. I'm going with Sami Zayn to win the fatal four way. I'm going with Rhea and Io to retain the belts. I think Cody's gonna go bad. Um, nah, you said Cade is the truth, but the rest of them is trash. Don't sugarcoat that. Don't you did say this, but you said more after the fact. Um, I think Cody's gonna get disqualified. I think Cody get ready to go crazy. I think Cody gonna crash out. And they made the fourth match. Word, I don't know if you know, it's AJ versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm gonna give that match to AJ. Those are the four matches for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is 8 o'clock on Peacock. Y'all can watch it on that. If you got Peacock, you straight. Uh, I know a lot of people got it for free, so if you got it, you can watch the main Saturday night's main event on that, and then next Saturday, like I said, 2 o'clock will be the Royal Rumble. 2 o'clock on the 31st. So that's what's going on. Yeah, I want to see what you know what real is. I really want to see how that goes. AJ Styles, yeah, AJ Styles gonna fight Shinsuke Nakamura. They made that match tonight. They made it on tonight's SmackDown. Um, Also on SmackDown, Julia and Kiana James. They They won a triple threat match against Nia and Lash and Charlotte and Miss Bliss. They won that. Trick Williams got RKO. They didn't finish that match. Trick Williams versus Sammy. They didn't finish that. They let all four participants of tomorrow's night Fatal Four Way come out. Randy Orton was at the top. That's why I'm not picking Randy Orton to win. Um, and they had a bunch of little matches like Frazier versus Gargano, Jay versus Chelsea Green again. Jordan Grace put her on notice like, yo, I'm in the Royal Rumble. If I don't win the belt, I'm gonna win the belt. I'm gonna win that, and I'm choosing you and all that other stuff. Um, you got to watch the interview word between Cody Rhodes and Jacob. Jacob went in like, yo, you worrying about some belt? Fuck that. I'm saying fuck that belt. He's like, man, I ain't tripping about no belt. I'm just I'm trying to maintain for my 7 kids. We only have one mattress. This is where I eat. You know what I'm saying? He went in. He's like, yeah, you keep talking about I went to jail, but it's a lot. It was a lot. ah, stop playing with me. Yeah, but like I said, I'm about to get off of here, man. Yo, realist, when you sit there, he came in there with the old 31 bandana on and everything. I was rolling. I'm telling you, I was crying. I'm crying like this dude coming. Y'all peep that interview. Y'all peep the interview with Cody Rhodes and then Jacob coming in like he really from like he from Watts or something. He from Crenshaw. Listen, man. Oh, and also, like I was telling y'all, yeah, I can't stand you too. Kane can't save y'all. He said, "Say Kane can't save y'all," and you come back with that. Stop playing with me. That's why I love sports, man. We could sit there, we could joke about this. We can't even get serious about this, right? You know what I'm saying? We whatever. Y'all trash in Dallas. The D the D is defenseless. Y'all was just talk y'all shit, and we can just keep it pushing, man. But that if he is gonna be in the main event, that means he gonna have to win the Rumble. He gonna have to win the Royal Rumble. That's why I was saying earlier. It's gonna be so hard to pick who's gonna win this Rumble, and that's why it's so many good. Anybody can win this thing. So I think he's ready, realist. I think the fact that if he wins the Rumble, he got till WrestleMania to pick and choose and get himself ready. Start wrestling these little ass matches. The same way they doing Jay right now, they probably do the same. Commander, I'm enjoying this too. I swear, I'm so mad that this thing about to stop. I swear to you, I'm really enjoying this because it's just straight recreation and fun. And I'm sitting there still talking, and they having fun with it. That's the beauty of the chat. That's the beauty of the channel. This is why I say, you know what I mean? It's just so awesome, man. And I'm blessed to be able to have this channel and we can have these conversations like this. We going all over the place, and that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? We the best of the East. Y'all got 70 who he got 7 So with that being said, maybe I'll come on tomorrow just so y'all can finish this. I did say I would try to come on because I know a lot of people get ready to go through the situation with the weather. He said plastic D's. That's look what Adam said. We ain't want them. You know, Trick ain't. Ish, man. Detroit. Yo, matter of fact, let me get off of here, yo. With that being said, like I said, maybe I'll be on here tomorrow. I'll try to get up here tomorrow night after the main event so we could talk about that and we can continue the conversation. There'll be some more scores and things like that. We hashed my picks for the NFC Championship. I might come on. Don't quote me on it. You know what I mean? Hopefully the weather's good to everybody so everybody can hear it. Hopefully the weather's good where I'm at and so it don't interfere with the internet. But if not, I'll definitely try to be on Sunday night to go over the conference championship games. And with that being said, from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33. I don't want to sign off, but I got to because I got like a minute to go. So I'll see you guys Sunday, definitely, possibly, excuse me, later on tonight. I'm out.